Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andrew. Today we're going to be doing a headlight restoration on this Mercedes. As you can see, they're a little yellow and oxidized. A replacement, if you were to just throw in new headlights, could be anywhere from $600 to $1,200 for the pair. So it's definitely a lot cheaper to do the headlight restoration, and you get good results from it. I've done it a couple times in the past, and usually I take the headlight out. For this car, it's a lot more awkward because you had to remove the bumper just to get the headlight out, so it's going to stay where it is. So I'll just be taping around it and doing it all there. I'm going to go ahead and show you the products I'm going to be using now, just to show the process, and then we'll get into it. Alright, so these are the products that we're going to be using today. As far as prep, just had to use some blue tape so I don't scuff or sand any of the paint surrounding the headlights, since we're going to be leaving them in. And this kit that I got from 3M, it includes this backing pad with 500 grit sandpaper, 800 grit, and then 3000, and as well as this pad. It brings its own compound, but I've already run out of that, so I'm just going to be using this when the time comes. So the way it's going to work is prep, attach this to the drill so I don't have to do it by hand. The sanding goes in 500, it starts with 500, 800, then 3000, all wet sanding. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to clean the headlight off with some alcohol. Then I'm going to be using some gloss clear over the headlights just to prevent them from yellowing again. You want to make sure that it bonds to plastic, and the most important part is that it says right here non-yellowing and UV resistant. That's so it doesn't get in the condition that it is right now, yellow and oxidized. This is just some 3M rubbing compounds that I had laying around since I already ran out of this one. And then I have some wax just to seal it all up at the end. It's like a finishing touch and give it a little bit more gloss and clarity. So now I'm going to go ahead, get set up, and start. So as you can see, we have the light all taped up, masked, so we don't damage any of the paint or the rubber around it. I have the 500 grit sandpaper on. I'm gonna go ahead, spray it down, and start wet sanding it. You just want to get full coverage, and you want it to all look the same. It's gonna be very opaque. You're barely gonna be able to see into it, but you just want to make sure you get all of the oxidation and yellow off of the lens. Then the next steps are just about taking away the scratch marks that you put in, removing all of this. Alright, so now that we've done the 500 grit and we've leveled it all and taken away all the oxidation, just to compare, this is what it looks like now, and that's what it looked like before. You can see the yellow tinge, and now it's clear. So now we're gonna hit it with the 800, and this is gonna start to make it a little bit clearer. You just want to make sure that it's all about being uniform. It all looks like this. By the time we finish with the 800, it's going to look a little clearer, but you want all of it to look. If you miss a spot, then the rest of the sanding that you do is going to be irrelevant, and that spot's going to stay the same. So I'll show you guys what it looks like once we're done with the 800. So this has already been hit with the 800 grit. This is still the 500. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is, a little more opaque than this. You'll notice it a little bit more when I get to the 3000. Now it's time to hit it with the 3000. Then it will look a little more clear. Still not all there. It's going to be the clear coat that really brings out the clarity in it. So I'll bring you guys back in once we've done the 3000 and we're ready to spray on the clear coat. So this is what it looks like after the 3000 grit. You can see it's a lot clearer than from over here, which just had 800. So now we're gonna get this to 3000, remask, since some of our masking tape is falling off and it's just not as good, and then clear it. Alright, so after sanding it. I cleaned it all. Obviously I've masked the lights. I just rubbed it with alcohol, like a paper towel and alcohol on both of them, so I'm just waiting for that to dry off. And I'm gonna go ahead and clear coat both lights. Garbage bags are a lot easier, but if you run out, you can make do with what you have. The first coat of the clear coat, you just want it to be pretty light over it, just to kind of get something to attach to the light, and then you can go a little heavier on your second or third coat. I'm going to do between 3 or 4 coats, and then just let it sit for a while. Well, although it looks good from afar, it looks like I went a little too heavy, and you can see some cracking in the clear coat. I read online, when you apply it too heavy, the top side dries, while the bottom part of that coat you just applied is still wet, and as it dries it shrinks, and that causes a cracking. So I went a little too heavy on that second coat, and the part that sucks is that pretty much means I have to start over. So I'm gonna do that, not record the process. I'll show you guys what it looks like once it's clear coated correctly, and then the following step. Alright, so the clear coat has had plenty of time to dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit it with the foam pad and some compound. The kit that I showed you before does come with its little pack, but this is the second time I use it, so that wasn't going to work. So I'm just going to be using this 3M Super Duty rubbing compound on the foam pad. I'm going to go over it a couple times. Then after that I'll clean it, maybe with some alcohol as well, and then I'll just go ahead and I'll put some carnauba wax just to seal it and finish it, and then it'll all be done. So this one's been compounded, but that's it. This one I've already compounded and I rubbed it off, so I'm just gonna get some alcohol to remove any of the residue from the compounding, and then I'll just apply the wax and it'll be all done. Alright, so I just applied some of the wax. Once you finish the compounding, do not put alcohol. It has a weird reaction that I had to go back and I had to do a 3000 grit sand to remove that, and then compound it again. So just compound it. When you're done compounding, wipe it off good, and then apply the wax. You can maybe do like a soap and water, but don't do alcohol, because then you have to go through another ordeal. So once I'm just gonna let the wax kind of sit on there for a little bit, and then wipe it off, and we're all done. So now I've buffed off all the wax. We have our finished product. At the end of the video, I'll go ahead and I'll put up some before and afters of this car and of other cars I've done. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed the video and it helped you out, feel free to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future. Bye guys.